streetlight controller. So in the unit number 2, there are two parts. One is called as theory, another one is called as practical. Practical, we are having three topics. One is called as interfacing I2C based LED array, study the characteristics of LEDR, implementation of automatic streetlight controller. In theory part, GitHub, Stack Overflow, timer, working principle of LDR, variable scope and functions, I2C and SPI protocol, symbol embedded operating system, pointers and data types. So today I'm going to discuss about I2C and SPI protocol. First we can see about I2C protocol. Before going to I2C protocol, everyone should understand what is meant by communication. So communication means transfer of data from one device to another device. If you want to transfer one data from one computer and another computer, that is called as communication. There are various types of communication. One is called as serial communication, another one is called as parallel communication. Serial communication means the data will be transferred by bit. If you take parallel communication means at a time 4 bits or 8 bits or 16 bits or 32 bits are transferred from one device to another device. That is called as parallel communication. Serial communication means at a time only one bit is transmitted. Suppose you take from printer computer. So you are transferring the data from computer to printer. Or if you take a scanner, so computer to scanner, or from one microcontroller to another microcontroller. So when you are transferring the data from one device to another device, there is a set of rules. That rules is called as a communication protocol. So today we are going to see about only the serial communication. The first unit we have studied about the serial communication, that is called as an UART. So there are various types of serial communications protocols are available. One is called as an I2C. The next one is called as SPI, RS-232, RS-485, RS-422, next USB, CAN, microwire. These are the various types of serial communication. So in the top, you can see there are two diagrams. This is one device and this is the other device. From the device 1, we are transferring the data to device 2. This is the diagram for device communication. From the device 1 to device 2, we are transferring the data. Next, transmission mode. There are three modes are available. One is called as simplex, another one is called as half duplex, another one is called as full duplex. First, simplex means, so this is a mainframe is one device, monitor is one device. So from mainframe, we can send data to monitor only. One-way communication, that is called as simplex. From monitor, we cannot send data to the computer. So this is called as one-way communication, that is called as simplex. Next one is half duplex. So there are two computers are there. So there is only one wire is there. At a time, now I am going to transfer the data from workstation 1 to workstation 2. At that time, we cannot transfer the data from workstation 2 to workstation 1. At that time, only one direction we can transfer the data. Suppose I am going to transfer the data from workstation to 1 to 2 means we cannot send data from 2 to 1. If I am sending data from 2 to 1 means we cannot send the data from 1 to 2. That is called as half duplex. Next one is called as full duplex. So full duplex means at a time we can transfer the data from 1 to 2 and 2 to 1. That is called as full duplex. Next, in the communication, there are different medium is available. One is called as a wired medium, another is called as a wireless medium. So if you take wireless medium, there is no connections between the two devices. That is called as a wireless medium. Suppose you take a mobile phone. So there are two mobile phones are there. The mobile phones are operated using the wireless communication. So when you are making any call or when you are transferring any data, so the data transfer take place using the wireless communication. Next, if you take the printer and computer, so the printer and computer, there is a connection, cable connection is available. So that is called as an wired communication. Next, another two types of data transfer is there. One is called as an synchronous data transfer. Another one is called as an asynchronous data transfer. So what is the difference means? In synchronous data transfer, if you give one clock pulse, what will happen means the data, there are two types of data transfer. One is called as synchronous data transfer. Another one is called as an asynchronous data transfer. If you take asynchronous data transfer, there is a frame is available. First, you have to send the start bit. Next, you have to give the address. Next, you have to send the data one by one. So that is called as asynchronous data transfer. Synchronous data transfer means if you give a clock pulse, immediately the data transfer will take place. So this is all about the basics about the communications. Next, we are going to see about the I2C protocol. So I2C means inter-integrated circuits. So we are going to see about the I2C communication. So this I2C protocol is developed by Philips Semiconductor. So it is developed by Philips Semiconductor. It is used to transfer the data from one device to another device. It consists of only two wires. So it consists of only two wires. So we can communicate with the microcontroller with sensor. The data transfer takes place based on the clock signal. It requires only two lines. So one is called as an STA line, another one is called as an clock signal. There are two lines are needed. Next one is here the data transfer. If you see the UART, so we have to fix the baud rate. For example, baud rate means bits per second. If you set the value 9600 means the data transmit in the particular baud rate. If you fix 4800 means the data transfer take place at 4800 baud rate. So here there is no particular speed is available. So it will adjust. For example, you take a master and slave. Computer and printer means if the computer is sending the data at some speed, according to that, the printer will adjust the speed. So it is a simple mechanism for validation of data transfer. Suppose I am going to transfer one data to the printer. So what will happen means the printer will give an acknowledgement that the data is received. So that is very simple mechanism is used. So it has 7-bit address. For example, if you take a register number, so the register number is, for example, 10 digit. Likewise, here each device has one address. So the address is 7-bit address. Next one is, it is used to easily connected to the two common I2C bus lines. So by using two common bus, we can connect all the devices. So this is the hardware part. So here we are having two lines. One is called as an SDA, another one is SCL. SDA means serial data. Another one is SCL means serial clock. So now high voltage, that is called as VCC is given. So the two wires are connected to this resistance. This is called 220 ohm resistance. Next, we are connected to the device. There are three devices are connected. So we can connect some 129 devices. Totally 129 devices. So there will be one master and 128 slaves. So here we are connected only three. So there are two lines are there. One is called a serial data line. Another one is called as serial clock line. So the SCL is it is used to send the clock signal. SDA is it is used to transfer the data. Next here always what will happen means, here we are connected the two lines with some supply, that is called as an VCC. So always it is connected to a positive voltage. So why it is connected to the positive voltage means to avoid the both the I2C bus lines are operated as open drain drivers because the all the devices are connected to two wires, and these two wires are connected to a positive voltage with two resistance. So why you are connected these two resistance means, so if you connect the supply with the resistance, both both the I2C bus lines are operated as open drain drivers. So here the two resistors are connected. These resistors are called as a pull-up resistor. So always it will keep us an high. That is called as a positive voltage. So what is the reason you are connecting the resistance means? So if you connect the resistance, there is no chance of shorting the circuit. Next one is master slave. What is meant by master and what is meant slave means, if you take a class, so there will be a faculty will be there, another one is student will be there. So the faculty is called as a master and the student is called as a slave. So what will happen means, the master only will control the class. So here also what will happen means, the faculty will control the class. There will be a lot of students will be there. So the master is nothing but faculty, slave is nothing but students. So the master will control the slaves. So here there is a 7-bit address is available. So 2 power 7 is nothing but 128. So with one master, we can connect 128 slaves. So the master can control 128 devices. So there will be an 2 master or 3 master. So that is called as a multi-master, multi-slaves. If there is one master, many slave means that is called as single master. If they are having many master, many slave means multi-master, multiple slaves. So now you can see here, this is a master device. Here I have connected the 3 slave device, slave 1, 2 and 3. Each device has one address. For example, you take our class, first year class, there are 46 students are there. Each students they are having a register number. So that is the address of the partition. Next, there is called as a 7-bit address. Next, that is called as read write. Next one is called as acknowledgement, no acknowledgement. Next, data. Next one is acknowledgement, no acknowledgement. Next, stop condition. So this is called as a frame. So first we can see about what is meant by start condition. So in I2C there are 2 lines are there. One is called as an STA, another one is called as SCL. So here the SCL is high and the STA is high to low. So this period is called as a start condition. SCL should be high and STA should be high to low. So this period is called as a start condition. So after start condition, suppose I want to ask one question. So what I will means, first I will call the register number. So like that here what I means, the master it is giving the start condition. After that it will give the address. For example, slave address. First device address is slave 1. Second device is slave 2. Like that 128 device you can connect. So first it will give the start condition. Next one is it will give the address. So the particular slave device is selected. Next one is read write. So what is my read means, So master will read the data from the slave device. Write means master write the data to the slave device. So that is a difference. Read, write. So first it will give the start condition. After that, it will give the address. Next, it will tell whether we have to read the data or write the data. So if it is read means it will read the data from the slave device. Write means it will write the data in the slave device. So whether you need an acknowledgement or no acknowledgement. What is my acknowledgement means? If I send, you are sending some letter. So there are two types of letter is available. If you send the letter with acknowledgement, without acknowledgement. So if I am sending a letter without acknowledgement means I will not receive any acknowledgement from the, I am going to send one letter with acknowledgement. So if the letter is received the particular person, I will get an acknowledgement that I received the letter. That is called as acknowledgement. No acknowledgement means I will send the data letter. So the letter will be received by the receiver, but no acknowledgement will be there. Likewise, here we can send the data to the slave device. So or from the slave device we can receive the data. So there is two types. One is called as acknowledgement, another one is called as no acknowledgement. Acknowledgement means I will tell that I received the data block. Next one is here, the data are transmitted in 8 bits. At a time, we can send 8 bits. So first, you have to give the start condition. Next, you have to give the slave address. After that, you have to tell whether you are going to read the data or you want to write the data. Next, communication takes place with acknowledgement or without acknowledgement. After that, we can send the first data. After that, it will give an acknowledgement. Next, second data, it will give an acknowledgement. Next, third data, like that, you have to send the data. So now there are 5 datas are there, 5 datas. I have sent the 5 datas. So after that, I have to stop the data transfer. For that, this is the stop condition. So stop condition, the clock signal should be high and SDA signal is from low to high. So this condition is called as an stop condition. Here there are 3 types of I2C is available. Depend upon the speed. One is called as low, fast, high speed. Low means under the 100 kbps. Next one is fast means 400 kbps. High speed means 3.4 mbps. So suppose I am going to use low speed means we can use up to 100 kbps. The data transfer takes place 100 kbps. So depend upon the application, we can select the I2C. Next one is how practically I2C will work. So now where you have to use this I2C means, so I want to transfer the data from one device to another device for communication or exchange the data from one device to another device, you have to use the I2C. So first you have to give the start condition. Next you have to give the address of the slave. Next you have to tell whether you are going to read the data from the slave or you are going to write the data to the slave. Next, whether you need acknowledgement or no acknowledgement. After that, you have to send the first data. So continuously you have to send the data. Here we can see a diagram. First I am giving the start condition. After that, address A0 to A6. 7-bit address I am going to give. Next one is whether you need acknowledgement or read or write. Next one is what is my read means it will read the data from the slave device. Write means it will write the data in the slave device. Next one is with acknowledgement or without acknowledgement. After that, I am sending the data. After sending the data, it will give an acknowledgement. D0 to D7 means it is called as 8-bit data. After that, acknowledgement. Finally, I am going to stop. Same thing is reading the data from the slave device. First, how to write the data in the slave device. Next one is how to read the data from the slave device. So how to read? First, you have to give the start condition. Next, you have to give the slave address. Next, you have to enable the read. Next, you have to select whether you are going to acknowledgement or without acknowledgement. Next, you have to read the data from the slave device. If all the data are read, you have to give the stop condition. So we can see the advantage and disadvantage of I2C. So first advantage is it requires only 2 lines. Next one is it will support multiple master and multiple slaves. For example, in master 20 slaves like that, or 20 master 10 slaves, that we can do it. So that is called as multi-master, multi-slaves. Next, we can transfer the data with acknowledgement and without acknowledgement. So here the data transfer takes place through a frame. Next one is less complicated hardware is available. Well-known and widely used protocol. This protocol is mainly used in all the applications. Nowadays, we are using the I2C bus for the serial communication. Slower data transfer date. So here we are going to study another one, SPA protocol. So the SPA protocol speed is greater than I2C. The size of the data frame is limited to 8 bits. So at a time we can send 8 bits data. So that is called as less speed. Next one is more complicated hardware needed to implement than SPI. So if you take the SPI, compared to SPI, here the hardware circuit is more complicated. These are some advantages and disadvantages. Next one is, here we can see here, the first diagram, there is only one master and there are 3 slaves are available. So single master, multiple slaves. Next diagram, if you see, there is a multiple master and multiple slaves. So here we are taking 4 devices are connected. One is called as a master, another 3 are called as slaves. So what is a master means? You are using a controller, Arduino controller. This slave is called as LCD. Another one, slave 2 is called as that is called as ESP8266. That is an IoT device. Another one is called as an Arduino controller. So this is called as master and these 3 are called as slaves. Next one is application. So where you are using this I2C means it is used to interface the LCD with Arduino controller. Next EEPROM with the Arduino controller, sensors with the Arduino controller. Next you can interface to controller. Next you can transfer the data from ADC to Arduino controller, RTC to Arduino controller. So these are some applications where we can use this I2C. Good morning, students. So in the last class, we have studied about the I2C protocol. So what is my I2C protocol means? Inter-integrated circuit. It is serial communication. And in the first unit, we have studied about the UART, that is called as Universal Asynchronous Receiver Transmitter. So that is also in serial communication. Next, we are going to see the third type of serial communication is SPI. So SPI means Serial Peripheral Interface. So it is called as serial communication. Here we can, the serial communication, it is used to transfer the data between 2 devices or 5 devices or 6 devices we can connect. SPI, it is a common communication protocol used by many different devices. So example, you take Arduino controller, next one is SD card, next RF reader, next one is wireless transmitter and receiver. All use this SPI to communicate with microcontroller. So what is the difference between I2C and SPI means? So if you give a clock pulse, continuously the data will be transferred from Arduino to SD card. But in I2C, so first you have to send the start bit, next you have to give the address, next you have to give the read write acknowledgement, next data like that you have to send. But here if you give a single clock pulse, the data will be transmitted. So there is no need of start and stop condition. So here this is called as master and here it is called as slave. So here the number of lines or wire used is 4 wires. So the maximum speed is 10 Mbps. So it is called as a synchronous communication. So there are two types, serial or parallel. Here it is called as a serial communication. So the number of masters is one only. In I2C, there is a multi-master and multiple slave. So what is a multi-master means? If you take one class, there will be a multiple students are there and multiple staffs are there. So that is called as multiple master and multiple slaves in I2C. But in SPI, there is only one master and many slaves are there. So there are 4 lines are there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next one is, there are 4 lines are there. One is called as a master out, slave in. Another one is called as a master in, slave out. Another one is a clock. Another one is slave select or chip select. Slave select or chip select. So first we can see about MOSI. MOSI means master out, slave in. So from master, the data will be transferred to slave device. So that is called as master out, slave in. Now suppose I want to transfer the data from slave to master means, so master in, slave out. So this is a pin. This is called as transmitter of the slave and this is called as a receiver of the slave. So here it is called as transmitter and this is called as receiver. Serial clock, it is used for the communication, synchronization. So there is a clock signal is there. Based on the clock signal, the data will be transmitted from master to slave and slave to master. Slave select and chip select. What is it used means? It is used to select the slave device. Next, how the SPI works. How the serial peripheral interface communication will work. So here we are using a synchronous communication. Synchronous means if you give one clock pulse, so the data transfer take place and one bit by bit the data will be transmitted from the transmitting device to receiver device. So here we are having only one master and many slaves. So what type of protocol is used means it is called as a synchronous communication protocol. So there are 2 modes are available. One is called as an clock polarity and another is called as an clock phase. So in SPI there are various modes are available. One is called as clock polarity and clock phase. First, what is my clock polarity? So that first one is clock polarity is 0. Next one is clock polarity is 1. Next, so there are 4 modes are there. So first one is called as 0 mode, 1 mode, 2 mode and 3rd mode. So what is the mode 0 means? Clock polarity is 0 and clock edge or clock phase is 0, 1. Mode 1 means clock polarity is 0 and clock phase is 1, 0. As mode 2 means clock polarity is 1, clock phase is 0, 1. Mode 3 means clock polarity is 1 and the clock phase is 1, 0. So first we can see about mode 0. Mode 0 means